Battlefield is back and better than ever, so before you pick up Battlefield, let's talk about everything you need to know about Battlefield 6. So first of all, when can you play Battlefield? Now Battlefield releases on October 10th on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC at the time shown right here on your screen. If you're on PC, make sure you have Secure Boot enabled and TPM 2.0 turned on. However, everyone who has digitally pre-ordered the game can actually start pre-downloading it right now and be ready to go for the launch of the game. If you have to get a physical disc from a store, just know that you'll have a decent-sized day one update that you'll have to install before you can launch the game. But when you do launch the game, there are going to be 4 classes that you will have to pick to choose from, and each of these classes has its own strength and weakness, but honestly, pick the class that's best for you. First of all, we have the Assault class. Now, Assault is kind of the jack of all trades, and the key words for this class are versatility and mobility. The Assault class has increased movement speeds compared to the other classes, and has the ability to carry 2 primary weapons. Personally, I recommend an AR and a shotgun, the AR for those mid to long range engagements, and the shotgun for kind of close quarters combat inside buildings, and when you want to get up close and personal with somebody. But in Battlefield 6, each class has their own unique gadget that only that class can use. For the Assault class, it's the stims. Now the stimulant injections you can use in the Assault class in Battlefield 6 will heal you pretty quickly and give you a small movement buff for a couple of seconds. And each of these classes also has a class upgrade to unlock by leveling your character from level 0 to level 3 in each and every single match. Now, level 0 gives you a light passive ability aimed at kind of boosting your specific class. Levels 1 and 2 are enhanced class abilities that kind of improve your character, and level 3 is a unique, usable upgrade for your character, which gives you a one-time use ability. After you use that ability, you drop back down to level 2 and can start leveling up to 3 again, so you can get level 3 a couple times in one life. And you actually get to pick which upgrade you want, because every class has 2. Now, for the Assault class, you get the Frontliner, which gives you speed stims and ups your movement, or you can choose the Breacher, which gives you better destructive capabilities for doors and buildings with extra grenades and grenade launcher rounds. But just as every class has their own strengths, the weakness for the Assault class is that they can do nothing to damage a vehicle. That's where the Engineer class comes in. The Engineer class is geared towards healing vehicles and destroying vehicles or buildings on every single map. And from here on out, every single class has 1 primary weapon and 1 secondary weapon. The special gadget, however, for the Engineer class is the Repair Tool. Now, just because it's a repair tool doesn't mean you can not use it on enemy tanks. The Repair Tool allows you to repair friendly vehicles and get them back up to full health, but if you use it on an enemy vehicle, you can chip away their health pretty quickly, and it's not a bad idea to actually use it when you get up close and personal to some vehicles. But there are 2 class upgrades for the Engineer. You can either choose the Anti-Armor set, which allows you to actually buff the reload speed of rocket launchers, take extra rocket launcher ammo, or you can go down the Combat Engineer class, which gives you more mines, better repair tool usage, and when you activate your ability for the class, it allows your repair tool to work more effectively and heal friendly vehicles faster. But if you're playing an Engineer, chances are you're going to be near a lot of explosions and you're going to take a lot of damage. And that's where the Support class comes in. Now the Support class, honestly, is the backbone of any Battlefield team. And the key word for them is Harm Assist. Not Pharmacist, Harm Assist. Now the Support class is really a meta class and a resupply class. You can resupply your teammates with more ammunition, you can heal all of your team, and on top of that, you can revive anyone on the team who gets downed. Now, every other class can revive people in your squad if they get down, but the medic can revive people faster on their squad and revive anyone on the team, as well as having the special gadget of the defibrillators. The defibrillators allow you to charge them up quickly and revive teammates in under a second. However, if you are not running that, and say you want to pick up somebody in game just as a regular medic, you can actually grab them and drag them back while you are injecting them with a needle to get them back up again. Now, what really shines, especially for the Support class, is the class upgrades. There's the Combat Medic upgrade, which gives you faster revives, heals teammates just for being in proximity to you, and allows you to sprint while dragging a teammate. Or you can choose the Fire Support class, which gives you bonuses to mounting your weapon, resupplying teammates, and suppressing enemies when using a light machine gun. However, the Medic revives only work if it's not a headshot from the Recon class. Now, the Recon class is kind of unique. It's basically a sniper class, but it also has a secondary function of spotting and letting you know where enemies are on the map. So a great example of this is their actual unique gadget, which is a drone that you can use to spot enemies and then use an EMP on that same drone to disrupt vehicles. The class upgrade, however, is where this class shines. You can either choose the sniper path, which gives you the ability to prevent enemy revives when you headshot them, as well as auto-highlighting enemies that you have shot but not killed, or you can choose the Pathfinder upgrade, which makes you undetectable to motion sensors while walking or standing still, and you have reduced noise when crouched or prone. This really is built for snipers to kind of support the team in their own way while still being far enough from engagement so they can get those long-range shots. But no class is complete without a good weapon. Now in Battlefield 6, there is open and closed classes, where you can either play a game mode where you can use any weapon, or play a game mode where you can only use your class-specific weapon. Now there is an absolutely massive selection of weapons in game, and I'm not going to cover them all, but I am going to tell you that each class has a buff to certain weapon types. Now the Assault class has better handling with ARs, Engineer has better handling with submachine guns, Support can use the LMG better with less recoil, and Recon has better sniper rifle handling. And the way you build out the loadout for these classes, because each gun can be completely unique, completely designed the way you want it. But you are given a budget of 100 points to build out your weapon. With no attachments, you have 0 points. Now each attachment has a specific point value, and you can equip as many attachments as you want, as long as the total points is less than 100. All weapons are really viable in Battlefield 6, so while there may be meta guns, the best gun to use is the one that you like the best, because they all work really about the same. Now one other thing to note real quick before we keep going, is that Battlefield has introduced a new movement system to the Battlefield series called kinesthetic movement, where they added improved mounting on windowsills or edges, the ability to lean around corners when you approach it, and reduce the movement effects of repetitively jumping or sliding to reduce the movement abuse we saw in the Battlefield 6 beta and kind of what we've seen in Call of Duty in recent years. The game is more about outplaying your enemy and getting a better position to shoot them from than opposed to being an ice cube in a hot frying pan and just sliding around all over the place. Now when you launch Battlefield 6 for the first time, you can actually choose between the single player campaign, multiplayer, or Portal, with a Battle Royale mode coming at the end of the month. But let's start off by talking about multiplayer. The multiplayer is the standard Battlefield 32v32 experience with big maps, big modes, and big booms. Really, it's where Battlefield shines because destruction and teamwork are key, and one thing you gotta know if you're going to play Battlefield is 4 very important letters. P-T-F-O. Play the fucking objective. That is all that matters in Battlefield. And if you don't play the objective, you're going to get ripped by your teammates because that is what the Battlefield community believes in. At its core, you can go on Reddit forums from back in the day about Battlefield, and they're going to tell you PTFO is the most important thing about Battlefield. But anyways, let's talk about some of the maps coming in game. At launch, we have 9 maps. In New York, we have the Empire State map and Manhattan. In Egypt, we have New Sobek City and Siege of Cairo. In Tajikistan, we have Liberation Peak, and I'm sorry if I said that wrong, I'm from Texas and I can't pronounce anything. In Gibraltar, we have Saints Quarter and the Iberian Offensive. And finally, the classic Battlefield map that everyone loves, Operation Firestorm, is returning and updated from Battlefield 3. Now alongside these maps, we're also getting all the Battlefield modes at launch, except Battle Royale, like I said, we're getting at the end of the month. So first of all, Conquest, the classic Battlefield mode. The goal is to hold as many zones or flags as possible and bleed the enemy's points dry before they bleed yours dry. You lose points for every death, and you lose points for every flag the enemy has under their control every second. Now we have Breakthrough. Breakthrough is the map split into smaller zones. You must capture the flags in each zone before you can move to the next zone. You're limited in this mode to 300 lives if you're on the attacking side. It's a battle of push and pull, and you get 75 lives every time you capture a zone. Or on defense, your goal is to burn the enemy's lives before they can capture a zone. Now we also have Domination. Domination is just a smaller version of Conquest on a smaller map, but works the same way. This time you have 3 flags to capture instead of 5. Next up, we got King of the Hill. Now King of the Hill, whoever holds the zone and has at least one person standing in the zone will get points. But the zone moves every 60 seconds, and the first team to have the total number of points wins. And no, this is not King of the Hill like the TV show. We also have Rush. Now Rush is similar to Breakthrough, except for every zone has 2 servers that you need to plant a bomb on and detonate before you can go to the next zone. The bomb takes 30 seconds to detonate, and the enemy team can defuse it. Your goal if you're defending, to stop the team from planting or to defuse the bomb when they plant it. We also have Escalation. Now Escalation is just Conquest on steroids. With 7 zones to capture instead of 5, the action is a lot more spread out, and the maps are usually a little bit bigger. We also got Squad Deathmatch, which is 4 teams of 4 racing to get 100 kills. Team Deathmatch, which is 2 teams of 8 fighting to score 100 kills. And then we have the entire other mode, Portal. Now, Portal is a designable experience that you can pop into, build your own game, build your own level, build your own rules, and your own maps, own modes, whatever you can think of, you can make it. And really, Portal is just a creative sandbox for whatever you really want to see in Battlefield 6. It enhances the multiplayer experience because Battlefield has stated that depending on what Portal's reaction is, they may include some Portal maps or game modes in the standard multiplayer, giving you more options to create game modes in Battlefield 6. I think the Portal is a cool idea, but I can't attest to how good or bad it is because, as far as I'm aware, no one has really played it quite yet. But the last option you're going to see when you launch Battlefield 6 for the first time, and the one I recommend every new player pays attention to, is the single-player campaign. Now, the single-player campaign is a solo experience that builds the world and the story of the game, leading into the multiplayer. The multiplayer all takes place after the events of the Battlefield 6 campaign, and it offers you a chance to play as each class throughout the campaign while you play through the story. I highly recommend playing the campaign first if you've never played Battlefield so you can get the ropes and kind of get a hang of everything. But if you want to know the complete story before Battlefield 6's campaign, click on this video right here, hit subscribe down below, and until next time, I am IceBurgz, stay frosty.